Tarkov is one of my most favorite games that come out in recent times. The game is one massive middle finger to the mainstream games that I've come to love. I hate this game so much. I love it. Before Tarkov, I played a lot of RuneScape, and I think that is the reason why I love Tarkov so much. The two games have so much in common. Both games have an endless grind for little improvement over time. From doing tasks to sitting there staring at your inventory for hours. And in the back of your mind is the hope to max out. In Tarkov, the equivalent of maxing out would be Kappa. Unlike maxing out, Kappa is a relatively reasonable and achievable goal throughout the wipe, at least it used to be. Tarkov is described as a hardcore and realistic online first-person action RPG simulator, but I think that's being a little bit dishonest. I'd describe Tarkov as a hardcore arcade looter shooter, at least as of now. Tarkov takes leaps above most games when it comes to realism, but at the same time it falls flat in so many areas. Many of these areas can be accounted for being in its alpha, but some not so much. This video isn't meant to go deep into what's realistic and what's not, so I won't get too into it, but for this video there's a few things I need to mention to get a point across. PMC stands for Private Military Company, meaning that you are playing as a trained military personnel. So you would think that your guy would be able to sprint for more than 10 seconds without having an asthma attack, or being able to hold your gun for at least a minute, or be able to know what a gun is before inspecting it. Nikita did say he was going to add inertia about a year ago, but he hasn't yet. Instead, they further nerfed stamina even further. Kappa has been set so you have to be level 71 to achieve this goal. Level 71 takes about 22 million experience. I have about 400 hours in this wipe, and I have about 1.2 million XP. That being said, at the rate I'm going right now, I would need to play about 7,200 hours to achieve Kappa. That is ridiculous. I'm not the best at Tarkov. Hell, I think I might even be in the middle of the skill group, but I certainly play more than the majority of gamers, and I completely have given up hope getting Kappa this wipe. I know there's a few people out there about to comment, well, you just gotta main labs and get 20k per raid and you can get Kappa, which ties my point in perfectly. I do not like lab. I like playing in large maps and move tactically throughout and be careful about where I go and what I do. Labs is not that for a majority of players. Labs has two kinds of players. The lab rats who just sit there and hide and ambush people, and sweaty guys on Adderall that shift W throughout and play like the game's Call of Duty. But if I wanted that kind of gameplay, I'd rather just play Call of Duty, because at least I'll be able to skip the cheaters and desync. And if that's your thing, more power to you. But out of the 20 or so people I've met through Tarkov, I only know one person who actually wants to main labs, meaning that at least out of my small test group, 95% of people will not be getting Kappa this wipe. Now on to my third point, which I promise ropes into Kappa, is the Bitcoin farm. I don't think many people will disagree that the Bitcoin farm last wipe butchered the economy, and BSG needed to do something about it, but this wipe they have completely ruined the Bitcoin farm. It is not profitable, and more importantly, it's not rewarding. At least for me, I don't need the Bitcoin farm to make money, but I did need it to take money from me. Bitcoin farm was something I worked for. It took about 2 months to get. It sucked around 70 million from me, and it was my first main goal of the wipe. It gave me something to work for. Now it is completely useless to me. I understand why it got nerfed, but I think it went too far. If it made me around 100k per Bitcoin at a full level 1 Bitcoin farm, I would be completely fine with it. But right now, as I'm making this video, it is about a loss of 10k per 2 Bitcoins because of fuel. And by level 3 Bitcoin farm, it would cost so much to make it, and by level 3 Bitcoin farm, it would take an incredible amount of time just to break even. This is the two main reasons why this wipe is a major letdown for me. I really enjoy the fact they made Flee level 20. I really like how they raised the XP needed for each level. At least as of now, I have level 4 traders with no goal in sight. No reason to put money in my hideout, no reason to grind quests for Kappa. Maybe this will change in the future. Maybe this will all be preparation for the endless wipe, or maybe it's my fault for not enjoying what's to come instead of enjoying the game for what it is now.